All right. There's CJ. There's me. Welcome back to CRASHOUT CONNOISSEURS. Are you ready, CJ?
I think I'm ready. Ayo. It's your boy, CJ, and we back at it like a crack addict with a bad habit.
Man, that never gets old. That never gets old. Okay, all right. So we got a loaded show today, boys and goyles. We are starting the Raxoverse series this episode. My goodness, so CJ and I were gonna react to the origins of the loathsome, the Akron Goblin himself, Cyraxx, because, well, he went into hiding again because somebody told him that, yeah, you can't go threatening ICE agents.
Yeah. You felt the heat from it, that's for sure.
You sure did.
And guys, also, if my camera's glitching out or my mic's glitching out for a moment, it will get better, hopefully. Just letting you guys know throughout the video.
Yeah. So it gets a little rocky for the first 20 minutes, and then once things get going, CJ looks a lot better than he already does. So, oh man. So okay, quick disclaimers. Let's get into the rules of engagement real quick, straight from those who are running this podcast. But observe and laugh, but don't harass. The lolcow will always give themselves enough noose to hang themselves on, especially old Raxo himself. He does love to just be stupid and say stupid stuff. So number 2, leave the trolling to the professionals. Was I hearing a Cyraxx impression?
No.
Okay. So, but leave the trolling to the professionals. William G.H., John, Snort Hogan, all those arch nemesises of the people we covered. They've been at this for a long time. Plus, we don't want the lolcows to get a little too frisky with their own mom, a la Chris Chan. So get it, got it, good. All right. And then, of course, it always just, there we go. I'm back. All right, cool. All right. And then a few things first. For the Into the Raxoverse, we're going from the beginnings to about 2013, which is still pretty early in the Goblin timeline. We're hoping to make this 3 parts, maybe 4. We'll see. We just can't be. I mean, we're gonna just hit the bullet points. So, if you want a more comprehensive series, you probably want to check out Swampy D. He's already at 164 parts and ongoing. Oh my gosh! And then there's
saturated content.
There's Smokey. There's Kiwi Tapes. All those wonderful guys. There's Vlade as well. His recent one was 3 hours and 21 minutes.
Hokey smokes.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
And then he had another one that was 2 hours and 15 minutes. Then he has 2 more vids on the Goblin. So yeah, so this is more or less like a TLDR. Just to get those uninitiated, I know we started kind of reacting to Cyraxx just right off the bat. However, some people might need a little more context. Why are you picking on this guy? Well, we'll tell you why. And this video series is why. Along with the upcoming episodes, we do have some. We'll do a series like this. We'll do deep dives. Pretty much on a consistent basis, and then we'll do a CRASHOUT Connoisseurs live. We'll shoot for this weekend, hopefully. It just depends on when CJ and I We can be two ships in the night and not crash into one another. Pass by but not crash into one another. And then that's where we interact with y'all and do live reactions and much more. So that's what Crash Out Connoisseurs Live is all about. And really cool. And I came up with a really cool thumbnail. You should really look out for it. It's really good. Okay, all right. So
and for the older heads, it's kind of like Tosh.0 when he would do his web series where he would bring on different internet celebrities type deal, or memes especially as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that almost. We're looking into people's lives that allow us to. We're not like being nosy. They're the ones recording it, and we're just viewing.
Yeah.
I'm looking into the mic. The mic's over here, and don't know what I'm doing.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I have like two screens, so like a little glimpse behind the curtain is this is where like all the magic happens over here, and this is where OBS happens, and this is where I want to give it to. I think I want to get it to the point where perhaps what we can do is. I mean, I'm looking over. I usually look over the person I'm interviewing or I'm interacting with, or if I'm looking at the screen, and then maybe there will be another scene in the near future where it jumps over to where I'm looking over at chat. So that's why I'm looking over in a specific direction. And then if you see me in another podcast and I'm flipped the other way, well, that's why, because I'm looking at this screen over here compared to this screen. There's a lot of working parts. It all makes sense. It all makes sense when you think about it. But are we ready to? I think let's soften the blow a little bit. I mean, because some people get pretty horrified with the tricky-eyed troglodyte. Like if we just hit it, boom, like I mean, people just aren't prepared for that. So let's soften the blow. We need to make fun of Hasan. We haven't had the chance to make fun of Hasan yet.
Yeah, he's another lolcow, a different type of lolcow. Like, you can classify Cyraxx as a horror cow, I guess, is what people would say, right?
Yep.
Hasan could be a political lolcow. There are lots of political lolcows in this sphere. And it's not just Hasan either. He has orbiters. People that he likes and that like him. And they'll suck him off. They will say whatever he says.
Ban Diet Coke because Diet Coke's bad. Like that type of...
Yeah, like it's crazy. It's so bad that these orbiters can't even go live when Hasan's live because Hasan gets all of the audience. And so they have to wait specifically for Hasan to be offline. It's just, it seems like a terrible way to do it.
Right.
And there's a lot of shit that you might not know, Tyler. And if you don't, I can try to explain it.
Sure.
I'll try.
By all means. I mean, I know of Hasan Piker. I know how much of a goofball he can be. And I mean, I got a little spiel on dudes like Hasan. And dudes like iDubbbz or Destiny, or even like if you go on the right side of the spectrum to like derps like The Quartering, or like just there's idiots on both sides. The
Quartering's a good one.
There's idiots on both sides of the aisle. And if you really, I mean, it sucks because these people have charisma and people are drawn to them, but at the same time, they're kind of, it's the idiots that tend to speak the loudest rather than the smart people who sit back and try to absorb as much information as they can before they can make a proper assessment.
And also, Hasan is just so radical. He ends up getting himself in, like, I think it's called the horseshoe theory. Mm-hmm. He starts acting like the right because he is pro-Palestine, really pro-Palestine.
Yeah.
And he dunks on lots of Jewish things. And he says he doesn't and not, but he does. And so the people on the far right, they don't like Jewish people. People on the far left now don't like Jewish people either because they're so pro-Palestine. So it's like a horseshoe effect. It's so weird.
Well, I think what bothers me the most with a Hasan Piker is that he's a daddy's boy. He was, you know, he grew up rich.
He's riding on horses.
Yeah.
With the whole suit. He wasn't just riding horses. He had the rich suit.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole suit. Like, that's how rich he was.
Dang.
He had private lessons.
So.
And his dad owned a $1 billion company.
Yeah, and like he kind of got silver spooned, like into
and by his uncle.
Yeah.
Cenk.
Yeah. And now he since touted himself as extremely far left. He's doing it for the money, people. He's doing it so he can get rich off your stupidity.
And he claims he's a socialist. That's where the funny thing comes in.
Yeah, it's a socialist. And
it's it's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, we need to shout out more Pegasus because we're gonna get more. We're gonna tune into more Pegasus and react to a certain dumpster fire of a human being. Even though he's got a lot of money, I want to see this guy broke. I don't think he can handle being broke. I don't think he can handle it.
No, not now.
No.
Not
now. Not now. Okay. All right. Let's see what this Joker's up to now.
Welcome back to a series so nautical. Even SpongeBob subscribed in today's video.
Okay. All right.
I love SpongeBob.
Continues crying about slop tubers and the drama sphere.
He's bitching about slop tubers even though he's one himself. He sits there and he eats like food while he's playing full episodes of a K-drama. Come on, man. You're the pot calling yourself.
I don't think he does that.
He's done that. He's done that.
Okay, he probably has, but everything I've seen about Hasan, he goes into so much depth, and you'll see. He is a little bit corny, but
he looks corny.
I stamp my approval.
He looks corny. He looks like honestly, you could put the old Mao Zedong hat on, and he would look like he'd look like Oolong from Dragon Ball, dude. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's
saying
continue.
That we take him out of context. Kappa. He says we have zero investment.
Sounds like Cyraxx.
Yeah.
Take me out of context.
Is Cyraxx taking notes from Hasan Piker?
I've been kind of saying it.
Politics and are simply making money from our homes? I mean, yeah, thanks. He's crashing out at streamer Destiny after he said he was worse than Hitler. He's schizo ranting, claiming that Destiny is secret.
Okay, so the bread tubers are starting to eat themselves.
For sure. Well, Destiny and Hasan, they hate each other. Like, Destiny is a really good debater, but he's just gone way downhill being a degenerate piece of shit. And, I could even say Hasan isn't like Hitler. That's just that's crazy to say.
Yeah,
even though I hate Hasan.
He's not Funny Mustache Man because Funny Mustache Man was an extremist on the right on the right wing. So so that's kind of stupid. That's
really controlling all of us, and we're following his lead, and he made us hate Hasan. The Lulu. He talks about being confronted IRL by Destiny fans. He brings up Ethan out of nowhere.
Oh my god. Really? Just
my mic froze.
Oh, you're still good. I can still hear you.
Is okay. On my side, the mic, not the mic, but the camera.
Oh, the camera froze? Yeah. Give you a second. There.
Damn.
Yeah.
Saying that he doesn't actually care about politics and only shits on Hasan.
But they all shit on each other. I mean, any way they can get one up on themselves, they'll do it. To get more viewers, to draw more numbers, to get more people talking about them. I mean, it's a vicious cycle.
Gold has responded
Yeah.
to Mizkif's Demon Time and makes a statement about the Tectone situation. He is
Should we fill people in on what's going on with Tectone?
Yeah, no, I don't know about him too much. Like, I don't know if he's in a court case right now, apparently, right?
Right. I think the most recent like attack from Mizkif, because Mizkif is he's a desperate man. He's using desperate measures. And he has been kind of pointing the finger at Tectone for view botting, which view botting essentially is you're paying bots to blow up your numbers and to help you when it comes to the algorithm. That way you can get more money off of YouTube or Twitch or what have you. So it's a no-no. It's usually pretty taboo. People don't like that when they find out that, you're purchasing bots. So yeah,
Apparently,
it's
also allegedly, because the person saying this was Mizkif.
Yeah.
Apparently, he is in court for being a weirdo towards another girl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tectone ended up losing something in court, but it's not official yet.
Yeah.
So nothing officials came out. But I honestly think Mizkif is blowing it out of proportion, because you can never trust Mizkif.
No.
So I don't want to say too much about it, but yeah, there is something kind of weird going on with Tectone. And we'll find out more.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on with just kind of that poggers community. And
Twitch in general.
Twitch in general. I mean, like, the CEO is like, trying to pretend that he's back in high school again and trying to be
hitting on the girls.
Yeah, trying to be like, you've seen that meme before where, one of the actors, he's a good actor, by the way. He comes up and he's got the backwards hat. He's got the skateboard over his right shoulder, and he's like, how do you do, fellow kids?
How you doing, kids?
How do you do, fellow kids?
He was in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah. But he is a really good actor, by the way.
It's an Italian name. He has an Italian name. I can't remember.
I'll dig for it. Why not? How do you do, fellow kids? Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Good actor, though. Great actor, in fact. Yeah, he's a great actor.
It's my dog. 1 second. Hey, my dog's at the door. He might be jumping.
Okay.
Oh, no, he's sleeping.
Okay. The doggo is napping.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. So, yeah. But there's like a whole bunch of like weird stuff behind closed doors that like nobody would know about unless somebody really wanted to, open up the gates of hell or Pandora's box, whatever metaphor you want to use for, starting chaos.
absolutely fed up and says he wants to isolate from everybody and just be alone. Mizkif continues desperately.
That's a pretty decent stance from Asmongold, by the way. He's just like, I don't want to do with any of these people anymore. He's seen how ugly all these people can get. And they say like the money is the root of all evil. So, yeah.
I'll try to play equal parts. If it was like Hasan and it happened to Hasan, Asna would double down and make 2 videos on it, right?
Sure.
But once it comes to his good friends like Lakari or the other Tectone, he doesn't want to talk about it. So I can understand where people are coming from, but they are his friends at the end of the day. So I don't know. Yeah, right. He has like said about Lakari, like the FBI should come. Like, he needs to get his laptop checked. And he has said that, but he hasn't gone into detail. But at least he denounced him and said it was wrong, I guess, right?
Right. Yeah. And also for those who are kind of fresh eyes to Crash Out Connoisseurs, Lakari, notable streamer, got caught with a tab with some very naughty stuff on there. And it deals with a lot of things involving
jailbait shit.
Yeah, it's cradle
I think
robbing
I can say
stuff.
that.
And it's bad. So, but yeah, let's continue.
Yeah.
Trying to revive his career and continues exposing Tectone, Hasan is crashing
Here's his
out
notes.
over streamer
Notes.
Los Polos in a Twitter beef. Los Polos responds, reminding Hasan he's a rich elite who shocked his dog. Accurate.
Yeah, he shocked his dog not once but twice.
XUC calls
Yeah,
out
he did it
Hasan
again
for his
recently.
bad.
Did he do it again?
Like a few days ago, right? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
touched on it briefly, but that was the second time where he used the shock collar on his dog. The second time
it's
I know
crazy.
of. Yeah, I mean,
He didn't learn his
and people
lesson.
love pets on the internet, so whenever you do, something like shocking a dog or throwing a cat, like what the crap or her face was. She did that live on stream. She basically threw a cat over her head. People don't like that. Alinity, that's her name. That was her name.
Yeah. I also think Hasan, it might help him in the long run because he probably wants to weed out the people that won't be 100% there for him. He wants a cult, Hasan. So he'll probably like, okay, it weeds out these people. He might be fine with it.
A cult of personality.
Because, he doesn't. It's crazy.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue.
Oh, here's the debunker. The debunker.
The debunker. The debunker funker.
Yeah, XQC himself. He starts getting out his like.
Subscribe.
So funny.
My goodness! Look at all the video. Look at all the videos from.
Look at
Oh my God.
240.
240.
I've watched every one of them.
Oh my Lord.
Everyone.
Okay.
Every day.
You got a 1v1
He uploads every day.
Damn.
in a slender.
Look at this goofball. It's where you have that like little segment where you stop at like Cyraxx and it's like
Yeah. That's Cartman voice.
Your code. Cooked.
Let's up
Those numbers.
Let's begin.
Okay.
Right, so
I'm
welcome
joining
back
in.
to the Legendary Series. Pleasure to have you again here today. Now, quick recap
Come
for
on,
context
let's get
before
to
we
the
get
good
into
stuff
the meltdown.
so we can dunk on
Last
Hasan.
time, Hasan was crashing out over me, trying to insinuate that I somehow support PDF files based on literally
How?
You'll see. It's
Okay.
fucked.
All right.
nothing. Basically, his logic was calling Destiny a PDF file, then calling Tectone a generational grapist, and then saying, well, all my ops have a trend, and therefore Pegasus somehow supports PDF files, which makes no sense at all. A classic Diddy Piker move.
In Sloptuber
He went
circles,
to a
you are
Diddy
now-
party.
Hasan?
He went to a Diddy party. Yeah. He talked about it. And he said there was a girl dancing on the table that looked young.
We do not condone Diddy parties on this channel.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Cray.
known to have anti-pedophilia AOE aura because all your ops are pedos. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is.
In Sloptuber circles, you're known to have anti-PDF AOE aura. Okay, so the guy...
Gay. That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
That's why it hits every time I say judge me by my enemies. He's also regular.
Judge you by your enemies? I'm just going to judge you for you, dude. Because you're kind of a...
Yeah.
You're kind of a tard, man.
Signal boosted by Yeet and that slop tubing free.
Okay, all right. Let me stop here for a second. I absolutely hate
Yeah.
it when people like wear Carhartt and they're not of like the working variety. Like I grew up like, and I know this sounds very superficial, but I mean I grew up on like Carhartt like bibs, and my grandfather's worn Carhartt. My dad wore Carhartt when he was around. But my God, like it's like a rich thing, and I think Carhartt hates it. So
You know who started that?
who's that?
Eminem. When they collabed with Eminem like 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
when.
Marshall Mathers is still looks at himself as like a hard-working guy, even though he's got a big mansion and a gated community. But he had to actually work for something.
Yeah, but I think people saw him, and then that's when they started wearing it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, look at this goofball right here. Like just why are you wearing Carhartt? Is it because you want to be a cool kid? You want to be a cool kid, Hasan? Come on, man. You're just you got spoon-fed off your daddy's money and your uncle's connections. So, stafoo, dude.
Make more Pegasus, yeah. All of those guys are all ruthless weirdos. Like,
You're a ruthless weirdo. Quit it.
Do you see how he lumped them all together?
Oh yeah.
He lumped them all together, Pegasus and weirdos, and then pretty much calling them PDF files before that, and then after. He didn't directly say it, but it was implied. It was heavily implied, right?
It's terrible.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's terrible.
This is the second time he's done this.
total weirdos.
Now, he was also beefing with Destiny, who was telling his fans to track his location live and asking his fans to harass him and bully him from protests, which I actually
Destiny's
condemned
fucked.
because
Yeah. I don't know how Destiny keeps going, because he has been underneath so
He had
many,
it so good.
He had it so good, and he pissed it away. He was basically in the hotel armchair, while his wife was getting it on with other dudes.
Well, ABBA was dancing with this girl. Do you
Yeah.
remember that clip where
Yeah.
ABBA and Preach?
Oh,
And
jeez.
he was the two, and Destiny was kind of looking behind, what's happening?
Yeah, that's what it feels like when you're in the hotel armchair, my friend.
I'm actually somewhat fair in my criticisms, something Hasan can never do. And that brings us to today. Hasan is crying about the drama sphere of
Okay, when is Hasan not crying about something? You basically
That's
live
why
in a
he
mansion.
can make 240 videos. He can make 240 videos because he won't stop crying. Jeez.
of YouTube, obviously talking about SlopTuber.
You are crying from your golden castle. Just quit. Just can you not wake up every day and say, look, I beat the system. CJ's gonna go check on his dog real quick. He's got a phone. He's got a phone call. All right, hold on. But Hasan, you should wake up every morning thinking all that is good and right with the world, that you beat the system. Because with your bad attitude, you could essentially be a bum sitting alongside the interstate or whatever, holding up a sign saying,
Not with his family.
yeah, I know with his connections, but yeah, that would be the day. That would be the day. Anyhow.
Politics at all.
Yeah, it would.
They're
No, it's
totally
good to
sheltered
think
from
about.
the impact
Yeah, it makes me feel a lot better.
of politics because they make a decent amount of money and they can just stay at their homes. They only look at politics through the
Like
lens
you do, you stay at your own home. But you also go to Diddy parties too.
of drama, where personal grievances and envy is presented as significant political disagreements that must be addressed, where organized
How about this, Hasan? Why don't you have some conservatives go on and debate you? Or better yet, maybe you can have some, instead of because here's the problem with politics today is there's way too many echo chambers, way too many, to where if you are, let's say like I sit on the right side, like I'm conservative, and CJ will just paint you as a liberal. It used to be back when I was a kid, and even before then, that that conservatives and liberals can sit together in a room, and if they do talk politics, they don't devolve into tribalism, and they have to hear each other out. Like, that's because, like, back in the, and I hate to say, like, back in the day when even Pepperidge Farm even remembers, it's just, but sometimes it's okay to just agree to disagree, and just not, like, just sit in your own stew and your own echo chambers, and have everybody, have all these people in this sphere pat you on the back and be like, oh, you're doing so good, when really you just need a different opinion to. And I mean, I'm not just limiting that to just like the left. I want to say, the right hand side is just as bad by, and I'm not political by any. I mean, I think sometimes we have to be political. I mean, the only time where I really get political is if I decide to walk into a voting booth one day. And I feel like even then, like, you still got to, like, do your research and be like, okay, how is this going to affect me directly? How is this going to affect me as a voter? But sometimes democracy is a popularity contest. And somehow, like, Cletus from The Simpsons is given the right to vote, just as much as, Elon,
a blue-haired freak.
Yeah, somebody that rocks, like, rainbow hair. And I mean, everybody is. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about this side of the world, this little piece of the world, is that, hey, anybody can vote for whoever they want, even if they want to vote for Mickey Mouse as the next president of the United States or whatever. Or if you run out of, like, or you don't recognize the names, you start writing in names. Like, I did that when I first did that. Like, I first voted, I started writing in random names.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's like, who do you want as a comptroller? I don't know what a comptroller is. I do now, but if I wanted, like, it's like, I don't know any of these people. I'm just gonna write in, like, Ric Flair or something. Write in the Nature Boy. But okay, all right, I'm off to the soapbox, at least for right now.
Smear campaigns, clipping people out of context, making it seem like they said something that they didn't say, making it seem like they believe something that they don't believe, are treated like accountability initiatives, right? That's what they do. It's not actually about accountability. It's just one man's personal vendetta.
Of course, Hasan. It's
okay. So, all right, accountability. But you can't take accountability for the stupid shit that you say.
Yeah. No, he can never.
No, because he thinks he can do no wrong. I think it's an ego issue.
It's all out of context. I mean, put the meme. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Oh my God. Guys, Hasan did not shock his dog. It was out of context. The context was that Zeus, the lightning god, actually possessed him.
That's actually like that's really good work, whoever did the graphics for that. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
And made him press the button. It was actually Israel that took over his brain and made him shock his dog. I'm glad we can
It's always
clarify
Israel.
the context, guys. You should have watched the entire 10-hour stream where he was lying about it 10 different times. And
holy buckets, look at
this is what his lie list. He counted how many lies he did.
Holy biscuits.
And at first it was her dew claw that got stuck. Then it's like, I reached out for a Zin, not a remote. Then it's only a vibration collar. Then here's the collar taped over to, like, hide it. See? It doesn't have any prongs.
It's far right. It's far right Israel propaganda. Are you serious?
He said that. Word for word, bar for bar. And he just didn't know what lie to choose from. This is not a joke. This is not a lie. This is all true.
Oh my Lord.
This is
woke leftists are trying to cancel me? What? Oh, Kaya just yelps all the time. Well, yeah, because you abused the dog. Stop it. Just stop. The tape is covering a phone. Oh, God.
Because, yeah, he taped the collar, and they're like, why'd you tape it? It's like, well, I'm covering my phone number. If he would have said that excuse off the hop, the tape is covering a phone number, people are like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit of sense if the dog got lost. But it was after like a few days until somebody said to him, hey, you should say this. And then he said it. Like Cyraxx.
Yeah.
Wow, we could really put...
Can we, like, maybe we could have them share their own, like, they could share a jail cell. You know, I don't know. The problem is like they would probably Cyraxx would probably be the most delusional of them all, but I bet you they would come out like if you like let's hypothetically like throw all three of them in a cell together for like 2 years or something. You know, maybe the same
Cyraxx is dying.
Yeah,
they're gonna kill him. It's donezo for some.
Maybe like Cyraxx is, you know, he's deceased, and Hasan and Destiny are like cannibalizing,
cuddling up.
Oh,
they're cuddling up together.
They're cuddling up together, and they're feasting on a goblin.
You could see Cyraxx's head between the bars. Help! Help!
But no, like I think if you gave them like 3 hots and a cot, you know, well, you have to be careful because Cyraxx would probably hot dog both of them, and we'll get to that later with the whole Blind Billy incident.
Blind Billy.
Poor Blind Billy. And then, well, but I think all 3 would come out with a manifesto, like, you know, just. It would be like,
oh, for sure.
They would come out with a political manifesto. You know, it's just a leftist version of Funny Mustache Man's little book, like that made Funny Mustache Man popular.
Hasan would be like, yeah, the Israel government got Cyraxx in the same cell as me, and I didn't know what to do. That's Israel propaganda. Israel's trying to kill me with Cyraxx and his fucking mandible. He'd somehow blame the Israel.
Hasan, I really like you. I'm gonna stuff my window in between your buttocks. Okay.
Then you would understand the truth of the situation. Also, by the way, for the first time in a long time, Hasan is actually completely correct here. I truly do.
Hasan, correct? That's once in a blue moon.
Have zero investment in politics. He admits it. I'm an apolitical slop tuber or whatever. Correct.
But there's so much. But here's a question to ask CJ. Would we rather have slop tubers like? You know, like, I'm not going to call More Pegasus a slop tuber. But, like, you know, slop tubers, you know, or AI slop. Or, you know, you could just be like, okay, all right, poke holes in Hasan's, like, latest, you know, stream or whatever. Which, I think AI slop is becoming more of a thing, but I don't know. Would you rather have human muckrakers or, you know, machine muckrakers? I don't know.
And he says, I'm insulated from the consequences. I mean, I would agree for the most part. I live in Singapore, far, far away from the absolute chaotic circus clown that is the USA. Great place.
Okay, all right. I'm going to correct you there. It's really not that bad. It's bad in some places, but not bad everywhere. Even in like the Twin Cities, even in the Twin Cities, it's not even that bad.
It's obviously great people, but I don't know, some parts kind of...
But you can say that about anywhere, really.
Some parts
are pretty rough.
He says
some parts are pretty rough, but there's rough parts everywhere. I know rough parts in towns that I lived at, in even small towns. Like we knew where the rough parts of town were at. But it doesn't mean that it was, you know, it's rough all over the place. So,
yeah.
That's fucking crazy. But, you know, I do argue that I'm not completely insulated because the cultural consequences of Hasan Diddles Piker actually ripple across...
Diddles.
Diddy part, yeah.
Oh my God. And these people, they're just like, why are we like paying attention to this goof right here?
Look at him. Like, everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
This looks
tell
like
a lot of them are journalists, and say what you will, like if I got thrown, I mean, this is why I never really liked being in news, is just you have to talk, you have to give even the wackos like Hasan Piker room to talk. It's like,
yeah,
a really good example is there was a dude that lived in the old county youth shelter. He bought it when they were moving out, and he lives in this big house. It's not really well maintained. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It's the old county home, and the dude got mad that a grocery store chain was coming in because it was going to kill like a 100-year-old sycamore tree that was on its last legs. Like, it was infected, it was dying, there were a whole bunch of things wrong with it.
Yeah.
And there was no grocery store in that small town. But he was like, well, if you like, it's like, knocking down paradise and building a parking lot. However, people need a grocery store. And this was a small grocery store at that. It wasn't going to eat up that much real estate. And he wrote a letter to the editor. So I was like, okay, you got to let even the most unpopular kid, because the guy didn't have a great reputation. He wrote a letter to the editor. And, basically I got phone calls over it because I decided to run it, and I edited it too. Like, I had to edit it like to where it can match AP standards and everything. So, it was a pain. It was a pain. Did we lose audio on you? Hold on. But I did some editing. I ran it. Well, mostly the editing was to just so it can meet Associated Press standards. And the guy really didn't make sense when he wrote it anyways. So I run it. And these people that put in a lot of work to bring in this grocery store to keep this town from being a food desert were mad at me for running this guy's deal. But there was a good butterfly effect because, yes, it kind of scared the grocer a little bit. However, more people responded to, and it was even people from beyond the area. They were saying, hey, for the grocer to come in, that's a great thing. Because this grocer is it's a reliable chain of grocery stores. They're doing great. And I mean, I had a phone call with the mayor, and he's since passed away, but great guy. Fantastic person. Great mayor, even better human being. We had a discussion. I was like, well, I had to kind of let the most unpopular kid in class talk. And I feel like this is the same way. Like, it's like, well, if this goofball is allowing himself, to be publicly available, even though he's going to spout nothing but nonsense, like, you have to let the idiot in class speak. And let public opinion sort itself out.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky because
it does. When
that idiot is an idiot and he's a decent speaker like Hasan is, mm-hmm. it gets scary. And also, most of these people are girls in the crowd. I see a few guys, but girls love Hasan. They wet their panties for him. And it literally brainwashes some of them, I swear. Like, and him being full on for Palestine too, which I'm fine with. That's cool. It's just, it clouds people's brains and makes people hate normal Jewish people. It's crazy.
Yeah, there are good people and bad people in every demographic, every walk of life. I mean, look no further than Cyraxx. Cyraxx is the definition of white trash. Uneducated white
Yeah.
trash. The guy never graduated high school. However, I just feel like, you know, and maybe this is another question is, you know, like, you know how Darkside Phil has the pignosis, and if you listen to Phil long enough, like, you kind of fall for the pignosis a little bit, or if you're not privy to all the lore, and he gives you his perspective on, you know, maybe the incident where he choked his chicken before stream, and it was actually like you could actually see him choke his chicken, and then when he realized it, he was like, "Oh, camera was on the whole time." Like, you know, it could be the same thing with Hasan.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you listen to him long enough, you stare into the abyss. Like here's another really good example. Is there is a character in Devilman, and he's like basically this demonic turtle. And like when he kills people, he absorbs them in their shell, and then on his shell is like there's like a whole bunch of faces. And they're all crying, or they're like making noises or whatever. I feel like the same
Their
way.
souls.
Yeah, like he absorbs their souls. I feel like that's the same thing with Hasan.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Across the world, considering some of my close friends were actually former Hasan fans. But it's okay. We all make mistakes. We all live
We all make mistakes.
and learn. But the thing is, it's not just me. He himself is insulated from the consequences. He's a rich champagne socialist living in a $3 million mansion. None of this
Champagne socialist.
Champagne socialist. That's good.
I like that. That's a
really
good one.
The champagne socialist. Yeah.
None of this shit.
Look
where
at the hat
the
he has
working
on.
Oh yeah, he's got the old, you know, the old Russian hat. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, and he has one of those Mao caps or hats too.
Oh yeah.
Like you were joking about.
Yep.
He actually has one of those.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
to where he looks like Oolong from the original Dragon Ball.
class is fighting or anything like
A
that
little
affects
bit, yeah.
Hasan at all. So I really don't know why he's acting like he's in the midst of the situation. It totally affects him. Yeah, just because you decided to leave your mansion for 5 seconds and do some interviews with some commie hacks, I mean, it doesn't make you part of the working class. By the way,
Yeah, he was never part of the working class to begin with, so.
actually totally gets it now. He goes, oh yeah, they make a decent amount of money and stay at home. Correct, Hasan. Wonderful. You finally got it. That's exactly what I do. I farm generational wealth off of your stupidity, and then I chill at home. It's a wonderful gig. You know,
It is a wonderful gig. Anytime where you can dunk Hasan and you can like gain, you know, subscribers, you can gain members, or, you know, you can make a little bit of money off of this goofball, all the more power to you.
Pegasus gets more views than Hasan on YouTube.
Oh yeah? Well, yeah, heck
That's
yeah.
crazy.
That is crazy.
When you think about it, he makes more money ranting and shitting on him than Hasan does with his own community. Damn.
I get to work
Damn.
out, watch some videos, talk with friends, relax, and make the legendary series. It's an
The legendary
absolutely
series.
utopia of a life here. Thank you, Hasan. I appreciate your
Hey, yeah, Pegasus should be like, I mean, I think in his own way he's thanking Hasan, because Hasan's stupid words is giving this man a living, like a nice living,
fuck yeah.
comfortable living. So, yeah.
contribution to this cause. And you know the absolute best part? I don't have to crash out at chat 10 hours a day and be miserable all the time going, I'm quitting streaming, I hate the
The problem is
our
you will be
accent. He
here.
does-
You will be here forever. You will be here forever. You will be here forever. But yeah, it's like Cyraxx.
That's good.
Cyraxx can never fully vacate the internet. As with Darkside Phil, as with Wings of Redemption, as with Hasan, you're a clown. You're a clown just like the rest of them.
I laughed, I hate the world. It's just
That's why in the Crash Out Connoisseurs thumbnail, I include Hasan with Cyraxx and And Andy Ditch, the poop squatch. We need to do a deep dive on Andy Ditch. Andy Ditch is too fucking good. And then Dark Side Phil and Nova Online. And I think I have somebody else in there. Oh, Daniel Larson. Because if Daniel Larson somehow they rule him incompetent, or he somehow becomes a Karma Houdini and he gets out of the current situation he's in, of course he's going to be back on the internet. He's going to make TikToks. He's going to write his songs. And if people pay him enough money on Cameo, he'll sing them Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, and he'll go back to that one girl that
Grace Vanderwall. That poor young lady.
It's just wonderful. I just get to chill here and eat my popcorn. Right, so then he brings up how much Destiny
and
actually
eat my popcorn.
hates him, saying that he's...
and eat my pure right. And eat my popcorn, right?
Yeah, it'd be like the Michael Jackson theme where you're just like munching on the popcorn. You're just having a good time.
Who else did that? That's a Keemstar bit, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, that's a Keemstar
on Drama Alert, when people are fighting, he'll just grab the pot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a Keemstar thing too.
Worse than Hitler.
This is a person who is quite...
Can I, speaking of Keemstar, and I'm not, and I think Keem's okay. I do think when the end of the world comes, there are going to be 3 things that survive. 3 things that will survive the apocalypse. Okay, the first one is definitely the first one is definitely cockroaches. The second one is probably Cher. I think Cher's still alive. And the third one may be Keemstar. He will probably survive the end times. Like, you know, you have the incident, you know, you have the biblical passage which, like, if the days weren't shortened, no flesh would be saved. Save for Keemstar.
Literally debated to the ends of time that I'm...
And before we continue, Keemstar, if you're seeing this, we can totally make better co-hosts on lolcow Live than the goofballs that you got now. Boogie included.
I'm a more dangerous figure for America than Adolf Hitler. He has said that he would rather vote for Adolf Hitler than vote for someone like myself. That's not even a joke.
Right, so let's read this tweet he was talking about. Destiny says, you've morphed this into a fundamentally different type of question. Then, if you're simply asking who I would vote for...
Can we like skip ahead? Okay, all right.
Sure.
We just... this guy.
Singing way above their weight class with regular...
I'm not talking about Pegasus, by the way. I'm talking about Hasan.
Frequency, because they're very online. They brigade Reddit all the time. They've been using LSF as like a cum sleeve for the longest time.
It's an internet slap fight. You know what I really want to see? And then we'll try to wrap up this Hasan segment. Because we're probably a good 40 minutes in making fun of this goofball. And there's plenty more times that we can dunk on this clown, but but I think one of the things that like always sticks to me, and I actually wrote this down. So this is you know, this is why I'm moderately conservative, CJ. Like, it's just both ends of the political spectrum. Like, they're just full of grifters and losers. Can we just all put them on an island and have them do a death fight? Like, let's put them all on Epstein's island and, like, have them all fight each other to the death. And then whoever,
Who's the one guy with the cap? The guy who can't let go of his beanie?
Oh.
The guy who took Russian money?
The guy who took Russian money?
Tim Pool.
Oh,
Tim Pool.
Yeah.
He's a grifter.
Yeah.
For sure.
Quartering's a grifter, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even a good one at that. But no, like... Okay, you know, I always said, like, you know, Hasan's like a socialist in name only. I mean, if you really want to be a communist, you know, there's North Korea, there's Cuba, and go see how it is to live under failed states.
He says it's not as bad. He says America is worse than some parts of Korea.
Well, that's because they take him through the parts of North Korea that are, you know, that aren't stricken with famine and like people living in absolute misery. I mean, capitalism is not perfect by any means. Democracy is not perfect. Representative democracy is not perfect by any means, but it's the best that we got right now. And then this is a reason why communism does not work, and it will never work. Look no further than the hermit states of Cuba, North Korea, and then the fallen Soviet Union. It always devolves into totalitarianism. Take it from somebody who dabbled in history. Any middle schooler who has taken a history course will tell you that the Soviet Union, yes, it had these like big ideals, but it eventually devolved into a one-party system where it was totalitarian and people had no choice. I mean, yeah.
Was that with Stalin?
That was and it was underneath cult of personality like Lenin and like Stalin, and and then after that, the Soviet Union burned into kind of a corpse by 1989 by 1991 when it eventually fell. But you could see the cracks developing in the 80s because, like during the 70s, they were doing these superficial projects like, they had their space program. They were doing this and they were doing that. However, they still hadn't recovered from World War II. They just, and even then, Russia has still not recovered from the fall of the Soviet Union. It's devolved into an oligarchy. It really, communism can be all these big ideas. And it eventually devolves into totalitarianism and cults of personality, oligarchy, and then eventually collapse. I mean, the system cannot sustain itself. And then because people are doing people things, there will never be such a thing. There's a really good quote out there that says that the only true utopia is the absence of humanity. Like there's no people around because people tend to mess things up. And I kind of was like, I on my notes, I was like, I get a little too, I get a little too, a little too mean spirited, but it's what I said before. It's like, man, it would be so cool to see you go broke. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
You could be the ultimate hipster and go broke, but you won't because you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, Hasan. And if something did happen to you, your daddy and your uncle would bail you out, and you would be none the better as a human being. Is that a good enough rant?
Yeah, I like it.
Is that a good enough rant? Okay, all right. We'll watch a few more minutes of this, and then we'll wrap up and we'll get into Raxo, right? Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless you got something else you want to. I mean, we got plenty of time to give you a soapbox. I mean, there's gonna be plenty more times where we're gonna goof on this.
Saturday is a good fight night.
Oh,
I'm excited.
Yeah,
We can do predict.
Yeah.
We could either. I don't know if I'll be able to do a watch along for that, but if we do it, or if we don't do a watch along, we can do the predictions like we did last time.
Yeah.
And then the next day. But I'm down at one point to do a watch along for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I know we probably want to do another show before the weekend. So maybe we can give some time for like a good old USC preview, because 325 is coming up this weekend.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll watch a few more minutes of this goofball.
And that's it. They look to every single thing that I do here, not as like a point to organize around, even if they are supposed to be in agreement with it, but a point to like criticize. They're like, oh, well, he went out there, but also he actually was doing he went out there, but the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Brother, for the last time, nobody likes Destiny, bro. You guys need to.
Yeah. The only thing you guys have are each
Look
other.
how young they look.
Oh my God, these are like babies
Look how
right here.
They look young. Almost, especially Hasan.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the no beard. This is when they were friends.
Yeah, I get it.
Destiny actually there's a meme. Destiny made Hasan more popular. That's for sure.
I see. Okay. Well, you know, it would totally be an unholy alliance if they did get back together and they made up. But
that would be
like one of the signs of the apocalypse.
It would.
Oh,
straight up.
Yeah.
Be in the same jail cell.
But in the same jail cell with Cyraxx. There we go.
Cockroaches-san, put the meme. Cockroaches-san and Soyka Destiny.
Should that be the thumbnail? Should we add? we should put ourselves in the corner or something.
Hold on. I'm gonna totally save this. Because what we could do is we could put Cyraxx in the other corner. There we go.
Yeah. It's so funny. I knew this part was coming up. Yeah. And when you mentioned the jail cell, I didn't want to ruin it. So I'm like, yo, you just talked. So I knew this part was coming up. That's great.
Oh, man, okay, all right. Maybe we can ask Christopher, and I know Christopher will tune in. Maybe he could draw us like a little Cyraxx, do a little Cyraxx, a little drawing. And put them all in the same jail cell together. That would be pretty good. Okay, all right. Well, I'll save the image. Oh, gosh. It's so good. It's so good. I can't stop laughing at it. It's still good. Oh, boy. Okay, all right.
In a prison cell would be literally every sane person's dream, okay? Through justified and legal means, of course. But this guy, bro, he is so schizo. He legitimately thinks we are all in cahoots. The entire world.
Yeah, we're all in cahoots. Just you wait, Hasan. We'll get more Pegasus on the show. We'll get Keemstar on the show, and we'll all dunk on Hasan all together, and we'll all laugh together.
Is actually in cahoots in order to undermine one Hasan Piker here. He's simply the main character. Everybody is simply in a giant conspiracy against him. He's in his anime training arc, obviously. He's in his Luffy training journey.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Cyraxx anime. Hasan anime.
Dude, are they like secretly brothers? Is Hasan secretly the first brother of Connie and Rupal?
The good looking brother and he's the ugly one?
That would be too good.
Eventually, he will become Luffy. He will become whatever he thinks is a freedom fighter, and in Hasan's logic, that is basically a terrorist. So
Pause it.
Yep.
Go back for a second.
Okay.
I want to get the picture.
Is it? Hold on.
And then press play.
In cahoots in order to undermine one Hasan Piker here. He's simply the main character.
Yeah.
Everybody is simply in a giant conspiracy against him. He's in his anime training arc, obviously. He's in his Luffy training journey. Eventually, he will become Luffy. He will.
Okay, right here?
Right here.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay.
That guy right in the corner is
dude.
a part of, or was or is a part of Hamas. He was jumping on ships from other ships and taking over big ships.
Oh, yeah.
And taking people hostage. And Hasan had the audacity to glaze the shit out of him, self-suck him verbally. And it was just a terrible sight. This guy could have killed people.
Yeah.
Who knows? And this guy was just having a nice, normal interview. They weren't talking about anything important. They were talking about if they had KFC in Yemen or what else. They were talking about Luffy. Yeah, okay. It just stupid. It was one of the most regarded interviews. It was a shit show. It was a puff piece.
Do you know if you got KFC in Yemen? I'd like to if I had been in Yemen, I would like to have a KFC.
You got KFC in Yemen? Ethan Klein made a meme and it was so good.
Oh my god. Okay.
Become whatever he thinks is a freedom fighter, and in Hasan's logic, that is basically a terrorist. So yeah, man, I don't know. I'd probably leave that one to the anime, which is
Yeah, that dude is certainly not Monkey D. Luffy.
Fictional, you know? By the way, just to be explicitly clear, I have obviously never exchanged a single message with Destiny in my entire life. Never talked to the guy. Hasan is obviously just a complete skid.
You figure that Hasan would, go into more Pegasus's like DMs and be like, "Hey, bro, you need to take down the video you made making fun of me, bro."
Yeah, it doesn't have. He's not exactly like Cyraxx.
Oh, okay.
He's close.
Okay, he's close,
That would be a
but
Cyraxx move.
That would.
That would be a Cyraxx move.
But
Take that off. That's what he did with Libs of TikTok.
He did.
Take that down.
Take that down. And then I don't appreciate young Cyraxx, bitch. Base Shaman, you take that shit down.
So he thinks everything is Destiny or is.
But dude, what would it take for
Yeah.
Hasan to, basically cross the Cyraxx threshold? Is it just, like the trolls catching him, like, messaging minors or what?
Yeah, yeah, it's too much of a jump. I don't think Hasan could do that, but
No.
he could do things close. Like going to a Diddy party.
Oh, yeah, like a Diddy party. Yeah,
Like he did. He said it himself. Like this wasn't a rumor or allegedly. He said it himself. He even said there was a young girl dancing on the table. He didn't specifically say what age, but he said a very younger looking girl on the table. Dancing.
Yoton, cutie. Yoton.
Real. He's obsessed with this fan fiction. He did the same thing to Ethan, if you remember the previous episodes. Oh, you're working with Destiny. Oh, Destiny is feeding you this information with literally zero proof. Hasan, I don't know why it's so hard to understand. People organically hate you. A regular...
I'll end it on that note, but yes, people do not like you
That is
because
true.
you say stupid stuff. But
Facts.
My goodness, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
That's
Oh my god. Oh. Anywho, are we ready to like dive into the Raxoverse now? Or
I'm down.
are we not ready? Okay. I know some people will never be ready, but just because it's so Cyraxx just okay, so this is what kind of inspired me to be like, okay, let's do a Raxoverse series. I posted a little screenshot from our live of our live stream the other day. And I posted it on X, and I was just like, hey, I'm just happy that we're going in the right direction. We're doing really good, cool things. We're getting people to tune in and check us out. And CJ, that's where we could say a thing, right? Be sure
What
to
thing?
like, subscribe, and share.
Oh, guys, yes, please make sure you like, subscribe, do all those shenanigans. It really does help the channel, and it goes into the algorithm if you like it or if you dislike it. Leave a comment. Commenting's even better from what I've heard.
Right.
So if you can do any of that, it would really mean a lot. But do what you got to do, obviously. But it would just mean a lot. That's all.
It would mean a lot to not only CJ, it'd mean a lot to me. We'd like to get to our threshold so we can open up memberships and do members only streams, and then we can start treating this like our job, like to where, maybe just maybe eventually we quit the day jobs and we do this on a full-time basis, and then we can really have some fun. But I fear that hopefully like we don't stare into the abyss long enough to where we become leaping lemur. But I hear a doggo.
Yeah.
I hear a doggo.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to go out.
Oh.
Okay, let's start this. I'm going to take him out.
Yep,
If you need
yep,
to
no
talk.
Anywho, while CJ is taking his dog out, because, good dogs let owners know, hey, I need to go outside. And I have a dog indoors, so, like, my doggos, like, they go outside and all that fun stuff. But, oh, man. Okay. So before like we really dive into the Raxoverse, and I'll probably give a timestamp to where we could, we say, okay, we skip all the Hasan stuff. Let's get to Cyraxx. Let's get to the origin story. So to kind of like give a prelude, so to speak, I had a friend reach out to me on X, one of my best friends, and he gave me a screenshot of Cyraxx. And he was like, dude, who is this guy? Who the crap is this guy? And I probably with a straight face, I was like, this is Cyraxx. Like this is Cyraxx. This is somebody. It's like, yeah, this is Cyraxx. And he's like, looks like a scary dude. And I text back, well, he's 4'8", so he's all bark and no bite. He's just scary looking. And
that's for sure.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't think anybody will mind. I am going to, let's see. I'm going to see what I said next. Okay. He like my friend shares a picture of Cyraxx and he's like, "Is this a real person?" And I respond with laughing emojis, like the laugh out loud. He's a scary mofo. And I'm like, yes, that's Cyraxx. He's 4'8" tall, 100 pounds soaking wet. Dude is all bark and no bite. Makes my friend laugh. He looks like an extra in The Walking Dead. I said more so an extra from Hills Have Eyes. But no, we went on to say, I was like, yeah, this guy went viral for threatening ICE agents. So that's how I was like, okay, we really need to do the Into the Raxo verse, because just my close personal friends are like asking me, who is this dude that you're covering?
Yeah.
Like, who is this Cyraxx? It's going to be a matter of time before people tune in to CRASHOUT Connoisseurs and they see me out, like they see me out in the public, or they see me out like covering an event or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they're like, so who's this Cyraxx guy that you guys keep making fun of? And I'm going to be like, you're wondering how I got here. And then like the whole montage starts. But here we go. First of all, let me do many thanks to people, because the origins, like, they were found out through like interviews. They were compiled. I'm sure there were some dives into public records. But lolcow.city, which is kind of the wiki for Cyraxx. And also, like, you want to thank guys like William Gloryhole and Inward Boy and Music Biz Marty, and even people from before that time, including like Gordon and Jenny and all these people that contributed to, like, okay, this is what Chance Wilkins is really like. And well,
his aunts.
Yeah, and his aunts. It's crazy to think. I mean, people say that Chris Chan is one of the most documented people in the history of the internet, or ever. Cyraxx is kind of up there. Even though I would probably say like Cyraxx has some blank spots in his history. The last several years have been really well documented. And that's because N-Word Boy, that's because of numerous interviews. That's because of CVG, doing things like, hey, giving Ed a call and just being really friendly with Ed. So,
yeah.
All right, let's get into it, because I don't have any fancy graphics. I just have a text document, and we'll cut away to some videos. I got one that will probably make us like either cringe or laugh, one of the two. But everybody knows Chance Wilkins, but he was born Patrick Smith, like probably the most like generic name ever. And he was the second son. He was born in Alaska to Connie and Rupel. He was a preemie, and so there's a lot of theories to Cyraxx's deformities, like why he looks like he looks like he looks like a goblin. And there's like theories on like Connie, drinking like during the birth, but there were family members that were like, yeah, Connie's was not a drinker. So it could be like, marital issues, like because, Connie and Rupel met, and then kind of Rupel kind of pushed Connie into kind of the whole marriage shtick. Connie was born deaf, couldn't speak until ears were installed in her ears. So that's why like she was kind of not all there. She had developmental disability. Here's where a lot of Cyraxx's bad habits came from. I mean, they came on both sides of both from his biological mom and his biological dad. There's a lot of bad qualities. Cyraxx was basically cursed with bad genetics. Connie was a compulsive liar. That's according to Connie's sisters. And then she would scratch her scalp to the point like where like she would have to wear gloves all the time, because and Cyraxx is the same way. Cyraxx is the same way. Like he scratches and he has all the skull scratches and everything, and then he's so itchy, he like itches all over himself. So
that's just bad hygiene, though. I don't.
It's bad hygiene, but it's also like bad habits. Like,
okay,
yeah,
because bad habits like not showering.
Well, maybe
right?
that like not showering, and I would probably say like the bad skin that leads to
because I know there's lots of disabilities where they don't want to shower. They don't like showering. Some autistic people don't like showering.
No.
You can tell.
Yeah.
And
it's like pulling teeth to drag them into the shower stall.
Yeah, so maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
I would say so. Of course, like a lot of people know that she died in a house fire on Raxo's 17th birthday. But yeah, she never gave a shit about Cyraxx, and I think the feeling's mutual. I think that's the same way for Rupel as well. So Rupel, basically manipulated Connie into a relationship, had 2 kids with her. The first one we don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, that's why earlier in the show we were like, could Hasan be like, could be the long lost brother of Cyraxx because he has a lot of Cyraxx tendencies. But both were taken away by the state of Alaska. And then Rupel isn't very smart because of the bike path incident. And the bike path incident, like, he basically dragged like a little 14-year-old girl off of a bike path, and he was convicted. He was put in prison. He was later paroled. That's why Rupel's out and about, and that's why Marty was able to get a hold of him. But yeah, Raxo was cursed with bad genetics. He gets his bad attitude from Rupel. He gets his disgusting habits from both. Connie and Rupel were basically both special needs, but they were kind of crappy people at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
and that's why if Cyraxx could have came out like a person that people felt bad for, people would have cheered for him. Like, just because, yes, he would have gotten some trolling, but if he didn't do the things he'd done, people wouldn't go at him for anything. But he has done those things in the past that we'll get to probably.
Right, yeah, because, but both parents never cared about Cyraxx, and the feelings were mutual from the Goblin. So, yeah. I hate you, Mom. I hate you, Dad. Oh, by the way, before we end the show, Wance Chilkins came out with a new single.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really good. It's called Shut Up, Mom. It's really good. It's really good. All right, so this is where Sally enters the picture because of the bike path incident. And Connie couldn't take care
Should we
of
change the picture? Should we change the picture quickly?
the picture.
We're still on Pegasus.
Oh yeah, we can easily switch over screens. That won't be a problem. Let's go to I'm trying to find the right. There we go. We'll share that one. We're still on where it's both of us. Okay, so this is where Sally enters the picture. People know what Sally looks like. Although Sally's letting the hair out. She's been letting the hair grow out from kind of the recent snippet of her basically telling Chance to get off the phone for yelling at trolls. Mostly CVG. So Sally marries William D. Smith at the age of 14. So you could tell that cradle robbing and just absolute buffoonery, it runs in the family. It's and
Facts.
Yeah, I think it was to the point where Bill, because Sally had Rupel and she had Bill, and Bill was the one that Bill was the guy that like kept Cyraxx from beating the crap out of Sally, like for the catfish incident. We'll get to that. But like Bill seemed like he was like the only sane man in the Wilkins household, leading up before he passed away in 2016. So she married again. She married, Gordon Wilkins, R.I.P. Currently dating Ed. So this begs a question, CJ. Do we feel bad for Ed?
Not at this point.
Not at this
No,
point.
hell no. No,
So,
he just wants something from Sally. Unless he really likes Sally. I don't know. That is a tricky situation.
It's a very tricky, it's a very, very I think it's a very loaded question because, maybe Ed really likes, he really likes Sally. There's some good qualities about Sally that keeps Ed around. And I think maybe it's because Ed has nowhere else to go. It's not like he can just, jump in the truck and just be gone the next day. Just because of all of his health issues and whatnot. So, but Sally took in the Goblin, renamed him Chance because she was given Chance a second chance at life. So that's where old Chance Wilkins comes from. But that begs kind of the nature versus nurture discussion I think we had a few shows ago. Where, yes, Cyraxx, had bad genetics. He was cursed with bad genetics. Lying, manipulating, stupidity, liking kids, a little too much, to the point where, and just, thinking where he's going to do a 4D chess move, and it's really the most stupid move that you can ever do. So, and then, but he's also enabled by Sally, where Sally, protects him and shields him and says, oh, he has nothing to do with that. He doesn't know what he's doing. Either feigning ignorance or protecting him somehow.
She'll jump into the cops. She'll jump right in between the cops.
Yeah. Well, it's like the aware myself situation, which we'll get onto in another show where, she, the first thing she shouts where aware myself is it's the whole arrest video, which is freaking gold, by the way. I want to know why you did this to me. It's because you're a predator. And she's like, he's not a predator. So yeah. So Sally and Chance bounced from Atlanta. That's where Gordon lived at the time to a place called Lake Wales, Florida in 2002. Sally, Chance, and Bill moved to Akron either in 2008 or 2009. It's kind of hazy. Chance is 18 at that time. So he's already kind of technically a legal adult. He only had, and then he attended Garfield High School in Akron. He only had like 2 friends. And that's according to the wiki. That's probably according to a few other people as well. It's not known that like Cyraxx had special education classes or he had services. We don't know at this point. But it's in high school where Cyraxx really liked music and dancing, and that's where we get to the whole meme of trying to make Chance dance, which actually happened recently. Like Cassandra made on the Cassandra files, it was Cassandra put out a video where Chance was dancing for Cassandra.
Perfect. It was great.
It was fantastic. We'll have to show that sometime. He did 2012. That's basically the year of the first mugshot, and it came about from and then by that time Cyraxx was balding. He was starting to lose hair on top of his dome.
Indeed.
So it was when Chance beat up Sally. He got baby's first mugshot, and then he also and we'll show this. Let me go find this picture because it's actually too good. So let's try to find it. Mugshot. There we go. We'll the Ohio Buck. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's jump off that. Let's just do this. Cyraxx mugshot. There we go. So let's jump over to the shared screen. Here we go. So this one right here. That's baby's first mugshot right there. Baby's first mugshot. Because Cyraxx fell for a catfish based in Kansas, and he wanted to walk all the way from Akron, Ohio to Kansas to go see this fake catfish girl. Sally had plenty of sense to be like, Chance, no, you're not going to Kansas. So Chance has one of the racks outs. This is like probably the earliest documented form of a racks out. And my knowledge is third hand. But if I remember correctly, like he comes up behind Sally, he punches her in the back of the head, and then he starts choking her, like just from behind, kind of like this. Yeah. And Bill breaks it up, and that's how like Chance goes to jail, or he gets baby's first mugshot. Sally decides not to press charges. Which, shame on you. That's why the Goblin can't learn. And I think there was like some sort of like, it was like supposed to be like where Cyraxx was supposed to be put in services. And Cyraxx being just, the troglodyte that he is, the bug-eyed banshee. Because it had the initials of PBS, he thought that PBS was going to come out and do a documentary on him.
A story on him. The trolls.
Oh my god, the trolls. He hasn't gotten to like raging against the trolls yet. We will get to that. We will get to that soon. But it's too good. So, okay, like he started YouTube underneath the name of Chance Wilkins, of course. He had only one upload, and that was a skating video. I'll boot that up. It's very generic. It uses stuff that you would find like on video, like on a random videotape, like one of the Thrasher videotapes, or CKY was a pretty good. What was a good one?
Yeah, Bam Margera.
Yeah, like Bam Margera. And let me see if I can find it real quick. And because it's up here. I scrolled down a little bit too further down, but we'll show a little bit of that video, because thank you so much to all the people who archived the Goblin, because Cyraxx, like without you, like Cyraxx would not only get away with more crap, but he has such a terrible habit. Well, one, he gets banned almost right away. He gets banned all the time. And he ban evades. Two, and it comes down to like mere hours where he starts up a YouTube channel, he puts up a video, and then he deletes it like within a few hours time. Maybe like a few days tops. But like I've seen it I've seen it to where like the Cyraxx cycle happens in a day. And it's bad.
So quick.
It's so quick. And you know, that's why like sometimes when Cyraxx really gets going in the Cyraxx carousel, it can be really hard to keep up with. Like, you know, I'm always like, you know, I always tell CJ, you know, I love the videos, but my goodness, is it so hard to keep up when there's so much content getting pumped out on the Goblin.
And you have to edit the video too,
Yeah.
and it's hectic.
Yeah. That's why we're doing Crash Out Connoisseurs. It helps us out a little bit. And then let's see. Let's go back to we'll go back to that one. Okay. All right, we'll go here. And here is the first ever video kicked out by Chansey Poo. Oh yeah, it's bad. But it's so generic, and I'll probably and it's probably copyrighted music, so I'm gonna kill the. But he's so delicious by Team Possessed. So it looks like they just ripped like skateboarding videos from like another videotape. Like they use a Casablanca, like.
Oh, it's rollerblading.
Yeah, rollerblading, skateboarding. Oh, see, there's skateboarding, and you can tell it's like
Of
early.
course he'd be into he probably had that video game for rollerblade. Like, there's only one rollerblading video game, Extreme, so I forget what it is.
Oh.
But,
so you don't think that he's a Tony Hawk fan? He probably isn't.
He's the one bringing the scooter to the skateboard park. Cyraxx. Let me scooter.
I almost spit out my water, but it was good.
I wanted you to.
But like, he would be the kid that would bring the Razor scooter to the skate park.
Facts.
Yeah, but yeah, this is absolutely like, you could totally tell that he ripped it from another video.
Oh, the quality. Yeah, no,
yeah,
for
because
sure.
the quality's all jacked up. I mean, granted, this
No,
was
it's
20
actually this is his artistic endeavor. He wanted to do this to make it all shitty.
Well, and do you notice that like it was a collaboration, but get a kick out of this though. Look at this. It's like we got a whole bunch of random anime characters, and like you got like it's so bad. Team Possessed, bitch. But like, I kind of feel insulted because like, look, like I got a whole head of hair. Like, I'm not bald, bitch. Like, but no, I am not involved with this any way. I only stumbled upon.
You do have those glasses. Are you sure? Are you sure that wasn't you back in the day, Tyler?
Yeah, I just bought a bunch of Rogaine and like stopped waxing my hair, and my hair came back.
That's funny.
But yeah, like, okay, I will keep going. So he like, okay, so guess the name that he took up back in 2012, like his first nickname. And I'll give you a hint, it is not Cyraxx.
Is it Shadowblade or is that
DJ Shadowblade? Although it was written as DJ Shadowblad because Cyraxx can't spell.
Yeah.
But at this time, around this time in 2012, It's hard to believe that he's had the Cyraxx the Cyraxx nickname that we all know and loathe for like, my God, since 2012, so 10 years, and then for 14 years, almost 15 years, where he's been known as Cyraxx. And then also DJ Shadowblade and Cyraxx, it was of course taken from Eric Scrubolo and Killer Clown Sounds.
Yo, Scrubolo, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Scrubolo. That would be that would be interesting to I bet you by now Eric Scrubolo's so burnt out, like, on people asking him about Cyraxx.
Yeah.
That, like, he's probably be like, man, I had to dye my hair and change my name. But he also took up, like, the aliases of, like, Virus and DJ Customs and when I wrote you Vitch, it was like it was because Cyraxx can't spell. Like, he wanted to be known as DJ Otaku, but it came out as DJ Otak. So that's where I came up with came up with DJ Otak. And just to let you guys know, the next live stream, the first Crash Out Connoisseurs live, I will be singing You Vitch. So I'm a man of my word. I try to hold to my word as best as I can. So I'm gonna do the best I can. So, okay, that one's the one I really like, is DJ Otak. DJ Otak, bitch. And he did upload his infamous Chester Bennington Scream July 5th, 2012. That's where people like started like really making fun of him and shit. So we'll jump over it.
I'm good. 1 second.
Okay. I did watch it a little bit before stream, and I had to keep chopping it up because I was like, I have to brace myself mentally because this is like a sleep paralysis demon that we're talking about here. Like, he just, and then this is before he gets like really nasty. Like, here you could tell he's still got some hair on top of his head. And he hasn't grown the beard yet. He hasn't grown the rat's nest, which is his beard, where it catches all of his drool and his spit and his mucus. But yeah, it is. And it's not really because to paint some context, like Chester Bennington did like a death metal scream, and it was like for, oh gosh, you can hold it for about. Let's just say is a long time in a vocalist terms. And Cyraxx was trying to beat it by uploading this video. He was probably like, I can do better than Chester Bennington, even though I look up to him. And so he was probably like, I can post a video and then I show that I am the best death metal screamer. And then he comes up with this garbage. And this is where people start to be like, okay, this dude is a complete goof. So, but are you ready, CJ? Are you ready for the death rattle? Or it's the first of many death rattles from our boy. Well, he's not really our boy, but okay.
I think they get us. I think they get.
Luckily,
they get what we mean.
Luckily, it's only 24 seconds, but it might be 24 seconds we can't get back. But here we go. Look at the teeth. They're still bad.
The mandible.
Yeah.
That's what you hear when you go to hell. When you arrived in hell, those are the blood-curdling screams you hear from Cyraxx, and only...
Do you remember the bass shaman streams where like he would play like there's like an animation which is called Cyraxx Goes to Hell?
Well, it does sound familiar.
Yeah, we're like it's Chance creeping down the stairs and he's like his hands are like this. And it's like he's got a rainbow shirt and it's like I'm gay. And then and then the next scene he's falling into hell like you ever seen like you ever seen like Spawn like in the movie in the 90s like there was a action movie like it was based off
yeah
and Al Simmons is falling into hell. It's the same thing where Cyraxx is like he's like kind of prone and he's kind of like this and he's falling into hell and it's probably the same sound that he's making right there, but dear God, why but Jesus. Okay, all right, but that's where like he starts really it's all for the wrong reasons.
Like, look how normal, guys, look at there. Look how normal he looks in these pictures. He is cute. I can't believe he is a cute kid. Yes, he looks a little bit weird, but like that, he looks like the spawn of an alien, but
he does kind of look like an alien
he looks
in
like
that photo.
He looks like a pug in a human body. Look at them eyes. You know,
he looks like he looks like an infant Gollum.
Yeah, when he was like 7, 8, he actually looked somewhat normal and like a cute kid. Then it just devolved into just madness.
Like he looks semi-normal here, save for kind of like, you know, the
what's up with his eyes? The demon eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that could be from like the 90s.
It's the camera.
It could be the camera where like because older cameras like when I was younger like my mom was a photographer and we'd be like the big cardinal sin is like the red eye effect. And it doesn't happen anymore because like it's basically it's an old photography thing. And it's not because people are, you know, possessed by Satan or anything. It's just there was an issue with the camera that catches eyes the wrong way, and that gives you the red eye effect. So, yeah.
What's his black eye effect?
Maybe that's a ominous sign of things to come.
Honest to God, you know what? It's probably an older photo made to look more real. They probably put it through
they put
a processor
to yeah. Like,
see, this is a normal looking kid to me.
Okay.
His eyes,
even though he looks a little special, but yeah.
Normal.
But here's a picture of him. He's starting to lose the hair. He's got.
Jeez, he still got it.
Yeah, he still kind of looks.
Teeth aren't so deformed.
Yeah, he kind of looks somewhat normal.
They're not.
And then this is the picture of him in 2012. We don't know who this person is, but we know who this guy is.
She could have been somebody from the hospital that Cyraxx fucking manipulated to come home with. Who would come home with Cyraxx? I'm just joking.
Yeah, or I don't know. I mean, it's hard telling because like this part of Cyraxx's life is there's not a ton of like information. Okay, this is where we'll probably stop here for today.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll stop here for today, but here's the picture of
this is good.
Yeah. 2013, and there's Sally and there's Chance, and I think they give a little bit of context for this photo. Yeah, I kind of skipped ahead a little bit.
First job?
For his high school senior homecoming.
Homecoming. Okay, at 23 years old.
Yeah, 23, which was the last year he
So he is.
School. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, but 2013, this is where kind of the downhill slide starts. it's low. It's got low lights because what's the life of Cyraxx without a year of low lights, right? And it seems like towards the end of every year, like Chansey Poo is essentially being like, well, next year is gonna be my year. I think 2026. This time it's 2027. It's gonna be my year. It's gonna be my year. And so, but 2013 is the Blind Billy incident. Raxo also threw himself off of the school roof. And then he had a falling out with Eric Scrubolo, and then finally got booted out of high school. Because, like, in Ohio, like, the age limit of attending high school is 22. So, like, it's not clearly known whether, like, he got booted from school, because he aged out, or it was because of Blind Billy, or it was because he decided to take a nosedive off of the school roof and break his arm. And
well, people that go to special needs classes, sometimes they do stay till they're 24.
Oh, yeah.
And so maybe it could have been done. I think where I live, it's like 24 or something. But
Sure.
23 sounds right.
Mm-hmm. Sure. But in Ohio, I think it's 22. Yeah.
So he stayed there for
He stayed there. They kept him for another year. Okay, so to best explain the Blind Billy incident, remember, there's really good channels out there that can give you more details on, the Blind Billy
Wait,
incident.
so he was 23? He was 23 in a high school?
Yeah.
What kind of high school?
Just a normal public high school.
Where normal teenagers go to, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's why not giving him an excuse is still disgusting, obviously, but is his mind stuck at that, and that's why that's why he was hitting on girls that age, because that's who he went to school with?
Right. So that's where kind of like the clip of, you got it all wrong, bitch. I'm a heapophile, not a PDF.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
That's
still thinks of
fucking
himself as a
yeah.
kid.
Crazy
Yeah,
work.
It's nuts. So,
I didn't think about that till now.
Right.
I'm kind of baffled.
Yeah.
But okay.
I mean, we're all learning something today, right? We're all learning a little something. So to best highlight, the best explain, the best TLDR for the Blind Billy incident is Cyraxx basically hot dogged Billy while Billy was sleeping. Like, he didn't...
And he wasn't just sleeping, he was blind. Even if he wasn't sleeping, he wouldn't see it coming. But this guy was sleeping and blind. So that's like a double, like, you really can't see shit.
Right. So, like, Billy, invited Cyraxx over to play video games. Because, probably Billy's blind. He's not going to judge anybody based on their appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember incidents I think it was even though Chance can be such a unreliable narrator, but the funny one is somebody lifted him up and slammed him up against a stop sign, which you would have to have this would have to be a big football player or somebody
player or wrestler
or a wrestler or somebody really strong.
Probably a wrestler,
to pick up Cyraxx and to launch him into a stop sign, because stop signs are pretty high.
That sounds cartoonish. That's
It is.
cartoonish.
That's why when Cyraxx does his whole sympathy spiel, he's like, "Hi, my name is Chance Wilkins. I live in Akron, Ohio. I've been bullied for the last 7 years," and that's the reason why.
Half of that.
Yeah, and a lot of
half of that's true, but you're not saying the full thing, though, Cyraxx.
Right. You're not painting the full picture. You just want to give your perspective so you can get sympathy, so you can get pity. The problem is you have so many skeletons in your closet. When people start digging into your history, people start digging into your tendencies, there's a reason why there's 10,000 members in the Chance Wilkins is a bad person group on Facebook.
There was a guy that was named Juggalo78, or I forget what it was. It was one of the first people to stick up for Cyraxx. He had longer hair, and he didn't know the story. And this was like 4 years ago, give or take. So Cyraxx wasn't as popular at the time, or as infamous as he was.
Yeah.
So this guy stuck up for him, and he didn't know the ins and outs. And then eventually people started showing him, hey, you really sticking up for this and that? And you had to make another video saying, oh shit, I didn't know what I got myself into type deal, right?
Yep.
And so, no, that was earlier. I'm sure we'll get into that sometime next time for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll pop
exactly. So essentially, like, yeah, he was basically like hot dogging Billy because Cyraxx doesn't know what women's parts look like, and he certainly, I don't know if he even knows what until he sticks things in his bum hole.
Stylist time.
You know when we get to the stylus, and we'll get to that point, and it's an absolute gross out moment. And according to Kat, which is one of other than Blind Billy, is one of two of Cyraxx's friends in high school. She noticed that this incident messed up Blind Billy something terrible. So, like, Blind Billy got PTSD because Cyraxx decided to unleash the Stinky Winky where...
It's like, Billy, Bubba's coming. Yeah, Bubba, you want to meet Bubba? I'll be Bubba.
Hey, Blind Billy, let's role play. We're gonna be in a jail cell, and I'm gonna be Bubba. Oh God. Okay, and then there was another incident. Basically,
that's fucked up. We should.
I know it is. It is 20,000 leagues of fucked up.
We're fucked up.
But look at our thumbnail. Like, look at our thumbnail. We're dealing with like an absolute. We're dealing with
menace.
A menace of a goblin. We can't even refer to him as a human being because he doesn't even act like a human being. He's a goblin.
He's devolved. He's devolved from a human.
He looks like he's one of those like leopard. Like, did you ever play the independent game? It's like where you're in a house and you got to let in people. Like, it's an independent game. It came out not too long ago. Hold on.
They pictured that after Cyraxx.
Yes.
Are you not human?
Are you not human? That's right.
Something about not human video game.
We'll show that.
Penguin.
Okay.
That's him.
That's him.
They have a Daniel Larson guy too,
They have a Daniel Larson one too. Okay, so we'll go. Hold on, we'll show the screenshot, and it's really it's really pretty good.
Perfect.
But yeah,
the mandible, the face sucked in, and everything.
Yeah. But this is why you can't have nice things if you are the goblin. But okay, I'll continue on. So it depends on who you talk to. Whether it be Chance or it be somebody else. But Chance says he got thrown off of the school roof. I think he got one of his racks outs and he basically like, well, see what I can do. And he basically launched himself from the school roof. And he basically like broke his arm. But it gave him the savant syndrome, where the roof dive incident gave him like his passion and talent for drawing, putting, developing games, film, music.
This was his awakening.
Yeah, it was his come to the Goblin King moment, I suppose. Filmmaking and music.
Come to Satan moment.
Yeah.
Come to Satan moment.
I'll just call a spade. He probably just got more retarded.
Yeah.
So on the YouTube front, on February 28th, he and Heather One basically kicked out a video saying they were leaving the Juggalo culture, and they threw Eric Scrubbalow's tags into Summit Lake. And if you bring it up to the Goblin, he says that he throws Sally under the bus. He says that Sally
was that
told him
Heather? I don't think that was Heather.
It was Heather One.
I think this was the girl. Oh, so there's two. Oh,
there's
fuck.
two Heathers.
Okay.
So there's Heather One, and you'll get it. Don't worry. It plays into it a little bit. So he did make before and after where like he was calling out Eric Scrubalo, and then he did like a latter like an after video, like after they threw the dog tags into Summit Lake. And the second video is essentially an apology vid, and he blames Sally and for telling him to throw the dog tags in the lake, which no, he did it because he raxed out because he had a falling out with Eric Scrubalo. Yeah. On March 1st, which is probably one of the next few days, he uploaded a video of him listening to classic music, and that's the last one of him really of him like a dated video of him doing something.
Yeah.
And around this time, he dumped Heather 1 for Heather 2. And this reflects back. I mean, I really recommend the John video where Cyraxx basically goes through women like their laundry, like their last
crazy.
Yeah. And I'll do before we go, I'll do another update related to old Raxy boy, because he went back to one of his women friends. And it's good. Okay, and then he also uploaded a video of him beefing with a random dude named Darren over some sort of Lisa Johnson. It's undated. We maybe it's lost to history. Maybe it's like Cyraxx lost media. But it's basically like him doing a call out video on this rando dude. I can imagine it's like, Darren, you did bad things to Lisa. I can tweet her so much better. Even though I got a girlfriend. I can tweet her so much better. Darren, you're a piece of shit. You a piece of crap. You terrible. You terrible. But projection.
I could just see it now.
Yeah. And I write that, like, and I brought it up earlier, but who knows about like the lost video of him like beefing with Darren is that he likes to create channels, upload videos, and then he deletes it all.
Yeah.
Which is like, it falls into one of my favorite arcs in the history of Cyraxx, but that's where I stop it. That's where I stop.
Oh, awesome.
That's where I stop.
No, you did really good.
Yeah.
And next time we should go to the same page that we went to. Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah.
That gives something to people. That gives something for people to look at.
Yes. And special thank you to Lolcow City, wiki.lolcow.city/Cyraxx. That's with 2 X's. So major props. And I don't think it's limited to just the host site. It's all these people that curate the site, and they relay this information. So this relay of information can be saved for prosperity, because usually like when people join like a group or they first hear of Cyraxx, they're like, he's kind of a goofy looking dude. I kind of feel bad for him. And spoiler alert, don't feel bad for the Goblin. And there's plenty of evidence on why you should not feel bad for the Goblin. This is why we react to him. This is why we point and laugh at him.
Yeah, and cover him and just see what he's doing. And not just him, other people as well. There's just so many interesting lolcows.
There are, and you know, I know a lot of people got in
different types.
They got into like, you know, Chris Chan, and then they move on to like, you know, King Cobra, or they move on to
Jared Genesis maybe,
or Darkside Phil is like another big one. Like Darkside Phil.
Do you remember Jared Genesis?
I don't remember that. I don't remember him.
Jared he Genesis. Was a weirdo.
Okay.
Drunken peasants talk about him a lot.
Okay, so I really got into the world of lolcows back in high school. There used to be a lolcow called David Gonterman. And he tried to be an artist. I didn't think David was that bad when I interacted with him. He was just really cringy. Let's do this. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh God. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's like a wiki. Oh God. Yeah. There is. He's still a thing. Let's explore David Gunnerman real quick, because this could be a really good. The big question is David Gunterman the OG lolcow? Is he like? I think he kind of fell out of relevance because he actually became a normal person after a while. But it's
the black pastor. There was a black pastor that is crazy, is schizophrenic.
Papachu?
He would be on television. He'd be on those infomercials.
Yeah.
This black guy. Oh. And he was I can't remember his name. I think of guys like Benny Hinn who are somehow still on television that are kind of lolcows, because Benny Hinn, that dude is freaking unhinged. And he like, my grandmother like got into Benny Hinn, and I'm like, dude, this guy is a grifter. You need to like stop donating money to this dude. So like most grifters are either in religion and they have these big ass mega churches, or they're pushing a political agenda. And even politicians are grifters. Like there's so many. But yeah, okay. So let's check out let's take actually let me bounce back. I will show you the one of the OG lolcows that I got into in high school before we go. And this is David Gunterman. And I don't think he's that bad. I think he's since kind of like fallen off of the complete, like, he didn't make himself worse. I think he was one of those very few guys that made himself a little bit better. But the problem is like he had really distorted viewpoints on things. I don't think he was all there, but he did like a very controversial webcomic. He was not really a great artist, but it was bad. He was very thin-skinned, and it was bad. And he did crappy stories about like Sailor Moon, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Power Rangers. This sounds like Chris Chan.
This sounds like Chris Chan. And, you know, he does the whole, he does like the whole, like, he started writing really bad fanfics. And then he did like
David Crockett.
He's done a lot of like, a lot of really weird stuff. Like one that stuck out to me. One that really stuck out to me was when Davykins is the nickname he went by. And he would self-insert himself into a story. And the most cringiest one was when Davykins like basically David Gonterman wrote in that all these Disney princesses all had the hots for him. And then
This is like Chris.
Yeah, this is totally Chris Chan. But it's so funny. Okay, all right. Then I think this is it. It was the kissing contest. And it's a self-insert being prayed. and he thought Pocahontas, who in real life was like probably a 9-year-old girl, portraying her as a okay, as a dominatrix, which is like, you know,
Didn't Chris Chan have a contest?
He did have
to be his girlfriend.
He had the love quest.
It kind of reminds me.
That's how Chris Chan got basically a notoriety. Is he went to his community college and he wrote like, I'm looking for a boyfriend-free girl who's like white and, you know, either
it was like a homeless sign almost.
Yeah, no, he put it up on like basically like the community college's bulletin board, and he put it up there, and he gave like his name and his number and his address and everything, and the administrator, who's probably like the dean of admissions or whatever, or, you know, she was a super, like, in retrospect, she was probably looking out for Chris, but Chris painted her as like his ultimate supervillain of his you know, Sonic Chew comics. And it's so good. But basically she was like, Chris, no, we can't do this. Like, you need to stop. And then so he, in his little web comics or whatever, Chris Chan like makes her out to be this like mastermind, like the level of like, you know, Emperor Palpatine or Funny Mustache Man or whatever of Quickville. But yeah, like, I've interacted with Davey a few times. Sailor Moon USA is terrible. It's bad. It's basically a self-insert, and it's really funny because one of the introductory panels was Sailor Moon falls out of the sky and Davykins catches her.
What a hero! Oh, he's a hero!
He's a hero!
Oh my!
Yeah, and it's so bad. Yeah, after an explosion in Japan launched Sailor Moon across the Pacific Ocean.
I didn't know we were dealing with the hero here.
Yeah,
damn,
we're
you should have
dealing
told
with
me this first.
I know, but it essentially got, like, you know, parodied and made fun of. Let me see if I can find. Let me bounce out real quick. Let's bounce out to. Let's see. I want to bounce out to another thing here. I know. I have so many tabs open. I feel like a YouTuber already having or a Twitch streamer with all these tabs open. I usually keep like maybe about 3 open on a consistent basis, and then just 3. So I'm not crazy where I have like all these tabs, like hundreds upon hundreds of tabs. Okay, let me see there. Okay, here's the picture of him. Okay, let's see if we can blow it up. Okay, and they still have the Gonterman shrine. Okay, so they still have it. I will take you on a journey, CJ, and it's pretty cringy, but I don't think David Gunterman's that bad. But here is the website, and this is Davey basically, like, his portrayal of himself. He's got kind of you've seen Gargoyles, like the cartoon back in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Like he has like he has a haircut like David Xanatos. Like he has like kind of the comb over, and then he's got this long ass ponytail. This hasn't been updated since 2001. That's how, like, the real ones remember David Gunterman. The real ones. But here's the comics, and they are all archived somehow, some way. I don't know if somebody's still paying to keep this up. I thought this was lost to time. But here's the frequently asked questions. So what the hell is this page? and it's an archive of sorts dedicated to the works of one David Gonterman. So it's designed by a guy named JSP. I don't know if it's secretly Darkside Phil, but I don't think so. But yeah, this guy is based from St. Louis. He was a cartoonist. He's not really a good cartoonist, like, because like his artwork is very kind of like claymation. Like if you make Gumby into an animated cartoon. Let me force the dark page real quick. There we go. And he's known for his massive ego and his immense paranoia. And then he, like, if he gets yeah, it's bad. He's like Ken Pender's bad, like, level of like thin skin. And for those who don't know Ken Penders, he was like a one-time editor for Sonic the Hedgehog comic books on like for Archie. So I know I got deep into the weeds. This is how terminally online I became way back in the day. But but yeah, like the deal is he's I mean, it's been so long ago that he's kind of fallen off. He doesn't do anything that's like ungodly, like Chris Chan or Cyraxx or anything.
He might
like
be
that.
in a home.
The last time I talked to him, this was like back in like 2003, because he kind of doxed himself by giving away his like Yahoo Messenger. So I just added him out of the blue, and I was like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And I asked him at one point. I was like, "Hey," like, you know, he was like, "Hey, I got to go to work. Like, I'll talk to you in a little bit." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Where do you work at?" And he was like, "McDonald's." Like, just absolutely deflated. Like, he's like, "I got to go to work." And I'm like, "Where do you work at?" "McDonald's." Like, he was, but yeah, he had a mullet.
That's funny.
He had a mullet, like, and yeah, you could read for it. It's at commuterbarnacle.com/Gonterman. But yeah, like, let's let sleeping dogs lie. I think Davykins, I mean, he hasn't done anything heinous. He was just not a great writer or a cartoonist. But yeah, like Sailor Moon USA took place in St. Louis. Like, it was a self-insert, essentially. But that's what got me into the world of lolcows eventually, like, originally, and then I stepped out. And then, of course, like, the person I really got into was DSP. It was because my friend was into DSP, who went from being a fan to, well, essentially a dent to a detractor. And my friend is actually not a dent. He's actually a very intelligent guy. Very smart guy, very quick-witted. And then from DSP, like, I got into, like, people got into Chris Chan, but I kind of was like, well, I need my own lolcow. And I somehow, some way fell into Cyraxx. Yeah.
Yeah,
the most disgusting one of them all. I mean, I thought King Cobra was not terrible. King Cobra's done some stupid shit, but King Cobra's not a bad guy. I don't think at the core, like, Josh was not terrible. And a lot of people remember the good things about Cobra, but things that, like, Cobra could have done to extend his life and keep going to where he just didn't destroy himself in the process. Where, like, and then, of course, you have your Leslie Clarks of the world, and Leslie Clark's somebody that we'll probably explore. Jupiter the Hybrid, he was fucking weird. He thought he was like a vampire werewolf hybrid.
Oh, wow.
Jupiter the Hybrid. And Jupiter the Hybrid, like, he was like, I am a demon incarnate. I am Satan incarnate. And I'm going to bring hell on everybody. And then he would be caught, like, trying to, like, message, you know, minors. Kind of like old Raxy Boy. And then, of course, there's Nova Online, and then somebody that we dunked on earlier, a political lolcow, which is Hasan. I mean, there's so many out there. Like, if you go on Kiwi Farms, there is such a list, and who knows? Maybe we get on there someday, and people poke holes in our logic and our discussions, but it is what it is, you know, like. We're wading through the slop just like everybody else is. And I think for a lot of people it's a vice. You know, it's not as destructive as, you know, as drinking or smoking or doing hard drugs or, you know, selling their bodies for whatever, you know, for their next fix or for, you know, whatever, some stuff I can't say on stream, or some stuff I can't say on stream, some stuff I can't say on video. But I think this is kind of mild, that people are like, you know, they go on the kiwi farms and they're like, and there's even a thread where they make fun of themselves. So, hey, it's the internet. But anywho, is there anything else that we want to explore before we call her good?
Oh, I think we're good to go right now. I'm excited to go back to the Cyraxx and see what I either forgot or didn't know about. There's a couple things I didn't think about.
Hold on, I'm thinking about it. Why don't I just share the link with you? I'll do that.
I kind of like watching it here, though, right?
Okay.
Wouldn't you rather get my react?
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at it, so I could show my reaction here.
Okay. So if I'm telling you,
does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So I'm like the bearer of bad news, and you're just like, you're reacting.
Oh,
to
shit,
that.
I didn't know that. What the fuck? Yeah, kind of deals. Like, there's lots of shit I do know.
What did I get myself into? But you know what? I waded into the muck. You might as well wade into the muck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it can be pretty heinous, but yeah, like the history of Cyraxx is a long and winding one. I do feel like, because Marty doesn't come into the picture until like 2020, I think, along with like William Gloryhole, I think even though I will credit William, and I do feel bad for like not writing William's name into you Vitch, but you Vitch, like, there was not a really good rhyme for William Gloryhole. I'm sorry, William. I mean,
yeah,
you can make fun of me all you like. I mean, you can go on Rumble and make fun of me. It's fine. I will be like, you know, I just appreciate everything you do, William. And we even have a really cool thumbnail that says William always wins, so I might have to share that with him. William always wins. One day we will get Cyraxx to say William always wins. So
that's funny.
I think we've reached the end of the stream. We've done really good. I mean, the last time we did, it was like 3 hours, but it was because chat kind of came in and hijacked things kind of towards the end, and we loved it. So we were like, oh, we gotta go. And then like more really cool people started joining the chat. You know, Christopher included, who was the creator of the Cyraxx show. Maybe just maybe before we leave, do you have enough time?
What is it?
Oh, we were gonna react to an episode of the Cyraxx show, but we can do it on the live. We can do it on the live stream.
That should be the first thing we do next time.
Okay, so the next time we react to the Cyraxx show.
That should be the first thing we do. I'm down to watch it.
Okay,
100%.
I am down too. But CJ, take it away, because you have a better exit tagline than I do.
Okay, guys, it's the end of the show, and guys, thank you for watching. It really does mean so much to me and Tyler that you guys are watching, staying, chatting, and if you're watching this in VOD form, we do appreciate if you can like, subscribe, comment, and if you don't have to, but it would mean so much. And yeah, guys, I'm a dip, and I'm a go. Peace out.